Okay. I think
There we go. We finally got there. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Arm Wrestling Tonight. This is Hollywood Matt Connelly with the double biceps that is in the contract and legal requirement every single
certainly
time
is.
we get on camera. Oh, there we go. We have to make sure the t-shirt is out of the way of the bicep. That is important. The lawyers have highlighted that. You can't do a double bicep in a long sleeve shirt.
No.
We have the Aussie Arm Wrestler shirt on today.
Oh.
And it is indeed. We are supporting Jake Ward as always. But man to my left, to your right, it could be, depending on what sort of screen you are looking at, it is the co-host, the co-founder, the co-breather of air, the co-wearer of clothes in this virtual room. It is the master of disaster, the king of sting, the count of Monte Cristo. It is the Siberian Bull. It is Thunderlips, the ultimate male. It is the winner of the Dave Stockbridge of the Year award, the illustrious award held by the illustrious man with the illustrious beard. It is your friend and mine. It is Dave Stockbridge. Welcome to Arm Wrestling Tonight.
Wow. I'm still getting over that epic introduction there at the top of the show. It's God, we're feeling very, very professional now, aren't we? This is amazing. Hollywood Matt Connelly, thank you very much for that very warm welcome as always. It's been a big week here at AWE headquarters over the last couple of weeks. We've been feverishly working away post AWE Grand Prix 3 and very proud tonight to make a few announcements. I think we're here to make an announcement about the AWE Grand Prix release, which we'll be seeing up very soon in the coming days. And of course, but tonight specifically, we are talking about the Brett Coots versus Rickett Borman super match release, which will be coming in just a matter of hours now, days, just a couple of days away, 48 or so hours. You'll see that pop up on your up on YouTube. So very exciting news. And and on top of that, more big announcements, of course. We've got a big super match that'll be happening on the 24th of May. So there will be 2 super matches on that particular evening, and we're here to announce one of those tonight.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun. We did have a huge weekend, not this weekend, just gone, but the weekend before with the AWE 3 Grand Prix, and the super match between Brett Coots and Rickett Borman took place as well. We also had the Titans tournament, which followed the event, and we saw some amazing matches that took place between some of the local competitors here in South Australia, and we had a couple of people from interstate come down and compete as well. So yes, it was a lot of fun, a huge weekend, and we're looking forward to being able to put everything out, all the content of that sort of thing onto YouTube and get everyone the ability to be able to see it.
Absolutely. Some revelations there at the Titans event, which is always great to see some of that up and coming talent. We consider that the feeder talent, and it gives us a glimpse into who is a rising star that we haven't yet really had that opportunity to be exposed to. And we saw some of those stars emerge. I mean, Ash Sharma has been somebody that's been there or thereabouts for some time, and fans of the AWE may have even seen Ash pop up from time to time in some of our footage. He's been a participant in previous AWE T-Series events, and he certainly walked away with a whole bunch of medals after the Titans tournament. So I'm sure you'll see more of Ash Sharma. Of course, there's other those names familiar with Hollywood Matt Connelly's channel. You might have seen figures like Kiwi Sam, for instance, emerge as well. So hailing from New Zealand, now residing here in Adelaide, and a very active member of the Titans Club. And so you're seeing something. There was also a young man who's only 18 years of age, has only been training in the sport for a matter of weeks, who came runner-up in the heavyweights, I believe. Oh no, did he walk away with the heavyweights? Walked away with it.
He won it. Yeah.
What, 3 or 4 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks training in the sport, and walked away with his first gold medal. So it's always exciting when you get to see talent like that come out of the blue, and that's really one of the motivating factors here at AWE is giving those athletes a platform to shine, and it gives us a sense as to who will be one of those athletes that we'd like to see and usher into an AWE super match, or see them as part of one of our Grand Prix events into the not too distant future.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Danny Wojcik was his name, and 18 years old, had walked into the club maybe 6 weeks ago. He had one session, and then he 2 weeks to recover from that one session. Then he came back for another one, and then I think there was a week gap, and then he came back for his third training session, and then he entered the tournament and won the heavyweight on the right hand.
Yes, yes. So yeah, he's. I mean, and only 18 years of age. So young talent, emerging out of nowhere, out of nowhere. It was almost like a Rick Ballman moment, wasn't it?
It was.
When you see something like that happen, and it's great to see the young men like that at such a tender age turning their attention to the sport of arm wrestling. Obviously, a very talented, gifted strength athlete. But he was there with the support of his mum and his brother at the event. So wonderful to see being, his family being right there and very, very supportive, and had the opportunity to see him just after the event, walking down the street with a few of his mates that went along also to support him. So absolutely fantastic to see young Danny out there and doing great things, and certainly putting his name out there, and now in contention for an AWE position in one of our upcoming events.
Absolutely. It's one of those crazy things when you put on an event, or you run a tournament, or you have a super match series or whatever. Somebody always just steps up and takes that opportunity with both hands and really makes a name for themselves. And we saw that happen with every one of the Grand Prix events we've seen. Andy Boskowski in the first AWE 3, getting huge wins that we would never have dreamt of getting previously. We saw in AWE 2, Alex McKinnon coming through and really making a name for himself. We also saw in the most recent event, there was a lot of upsets that took place, and Nick Vella was able to get some good wins in there, and as well as Marty Penfold. Yep,
Yeah.
he was able to get some fantastic upset wins, and it was just like somebody will always rise to the occasion, and that what makes it really fun with these events. Even the super match between Brett and Rickard was such a war, and exactly the sort of thing that you would want to see between two heavyweight guys, especially going for that number one, sort of the championship belt. The last thing you want to see is just somebody just get absolutely wiped out, and especially in a number one versus number two kind of scenario, because then where does that leave you if the number one is so dominant? It's like, well, but this wasn't that at all. We saw an absolute war between the two men. We can't wait to put it out on YouTube for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a war as well, and I guess that's what, as an arm wrestling fan, you want to see. You don't want to see three flash pins. You want to see two men absolutely giving it all, evenly matched, and where it could at any moment go either way. And that's certainly what we saw in that match. And just talking to your point a little earlier about emerging stars and athletes having their moments in the AWE. One of those athletes at AWE GP2 was Alex McKinnon. Who jumped in almost last minute to be part of the event, and the dragster really earning himself a whole lot of fans in the room and on that day. For those that haven't seen the event, I certainly do suggest to follow the Drew's instructions here and head over to the YouTube channel and just quickly check Alex McKinnon out, because what you will see in his very first matchup of the day, his something popping seemingly in his elbow, and it really looked like at that moment, and with only seconds into the tournament for Alex, it looked like it was all over and the afternoon was done, and that was as much as you were going to see of the dragster. But then somehow he was able to get it back together, was somewhat competitive in that round, and then came back and enjoyed a win in his next round, which was just truly epic, and really won him fans on the day. And just a fantastic young athlete. He's been around the scene for some time. a little bit like Jacob Tutsworth, who just has just been one of these guys who's been chipping away, just incrementally improving, and those 1%ers have all added up to really make him a much more complete arm wrestler than perhaps previous results would have told you. And he's certainly one of those rising stars, and a very, very strong light heavyweight as well. So we're very, very excited to announce that Alex McKinnon will be taking part in his next super match with AWE on the 24th of May. And I guess his opponent on that day is a young man that you know very well, Hollywood Matt Connelly.
It is absolutely, yes. So it'll be Tyler Harrison, and he is a fantastic young man from South Australia. Trains with us here at the Titans Club, and he has gone from strength to strength, especially in the last maybe 15 months. His game has improved significantly. He was working with Lachlan Adair for a few months there, and he really brought up his hand and wrist strength and ability to get into the positions that he wasn't able to get previously. His nickname is the Hitman for the reason of he's very explosive, and he will hit not only from the start but just from any point, and you'll feel him take that deep breath, and it's like, oh, it's coming. You've got to. You know he's about to throw everything in the kitchen sink at you from any position that he's sitting in. So what an absolutely amazing athlete he is. And to go against somebody who's, for me, it feels like the dragster may be a little bit more technical and have a little bit more of the variety of options there, where he can go with the inside, he can go outside very, very comfortably depending on the circumstances of the match. I feel Tyler is he might be just a little bit stronger, but he's probably, his options are slightly not as great as what I see with Alex in the match.
Yeah, and Alex seems to be able to hold his hand really high, keep it there, and just sustain that side pressure for a long time. Whereas Tyler has this freakish ability at any point in a match to be all of a sudden able to explode with that huge hitting pressure. And so it's going to be really interesting how that plays out, because you've really got two contrasting styles with two young men that are very, very evenly matched in terms of overall strength. It's just how they deploy that strength is very, very different. So it's going to be an exciting matchup. It's a matchup both men want. They stylistically feel like this is a good match for each other, and they've been talking behind the scenes. I think this desire for them, both of them, to have this match kind of was born out of an after pool session where they both thought, okay, well, there's something here, and both felt there was something in the other they had to figure out in order to elevate their game. And I think that's also another exciting aspect of this matchup moving forward to the 24th. We're going to find out, whether it is that huge hitting pressure from anywhere at any time. Is that going to be the prevailing technique on the day, or will it be Alex McKinnon with his ability to be able to hold up high, stay steady, and to just push through? Is that going to be the winning strategy? We're going to find out. It's very, very exciting.
Yeah, for sure. And both young men are very, very humble, very polite, and very, very excited to get in the arm wrestling world. And it's been one of those things. Tyler is such a pleasant young man to deal with, and you can see that he has been putting in the time and effort. And obviously, Alex McKinnon doing the same thing. And to be able to give the people who have that sort of attitude and personality an opportunity to shine and showcase their skills, it's an absolute pleasure for us to see that, and then be able to provide that platform for them as well.
The other thing I love about Tyler is that although he is training there at the SA Titans, he literally has a 90-minute drive just to get to training. So it's a huge a turnaround for him in order just to get to training. He's spending more time in the car getting there than he actually is training, and then turning around and heading back, which must be hard after his training session is driving all that way home as well. So it's a huge commitment that Tyler has made to the sport. sport. Also, when we saw him just a couple of years ago, he had some good raw natural talent, but he really did invest in himself to refine that talent, to bring that specific strength to his hand and to his wrist, to back up that natural ability to hit hard and to build within that framework some additional skills and I guess tools in his kit, so that he could be a more versatile puller and put himself in this position where he's now wearing an AWE shirt and competing at the higher levels.
Yeah, it's another great feeling to be the organization that people are astounding to get on as seen as the professional side of the sport. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And Alex McKinnon, of course, out of Canberra. He was, he came very highly recommended from Ryan Bowen, actually, and who said, look, Alex is a killer. Like he's one of these guys. He's flying under the radar. He's winning stuff, but at a state level, and he's locally, he's competitive, but he is one of these rising stars you got to watch out for, and don't be surprised if Alex goes a lot further in this competition. He was referring to GP2 at the time, than perhaps his overall ranking suggests. And what we saw in Alex was this tremendous heart, and to get through that injury. A lot of athletes would have called it a day and said, "Look, I don't want to do any more damage here. I don't know what happened," but he felt himself out and backed himself 100%. And I think his next round was against Marcus Atirai, who would be close to 70 kilos heavier than him, and he did not back down an inch. And of course, you could actually today, if you jump onto our Instagram page, you'll see some of the fantastic images from that particular matchup between Marcus and Alex McKinnon. And my goodness, he proved himself to be an absolute weapon. And as I said, and the adulation of all in the room who saw that. And this is Alex against Stephen Carroll, another young local rising star, who was, I think he might have been seeded 7th or 8th, but in the 8-man tournament.
Yeah.
But he's about 125 kilos, actually looking much, much leaner. I was very impressed by a recent post by Stephen Carroll, who was doing some very controlled pull-ups. You're moving around like he was a gymnast, almost calisthenics style, bar stars style. Just in the last 24 hours, certainly follow Stephen the Squid Carroll. He is a wonderful arm wrestler and a very, very good remedial massage therapist as well. He specializes in arm wrestlers. So if you are an arm wrestler and you're experiencing some pain from your time on the table, then Stephen is definitely somebody to reach out to. He can help you go a long way to recovering much, much more quickly. But there you see Alex McKinnon. He's given away probably 20 kilos here to Stephen Carroll.
Well, Stephen he's dropped a lot of weight. So he was sitting around 125, but at the tournament here, he had dropped down significantly. I think he was about 108, something like that.
Right.
So yeah, he went on a very big weight loss journey, and I think he's maintained that majority. I think he's probably around 108 still at this point in time, but he was sitting at that 130, 135 kilos for quite a long period.
Yeah, and he's looking good, and he's certainly trimmed down significantly, and no doubt finding it easier on the table as well. But as a result of that, because sometimes you can carry too much weight coming into an event, and that weight can get in your way and make you less mobile and make it harder to keep your hand close to your chin. And Stephen's, I feel, he's a tall young fellow. He's 6'2" thereabouts. He's a big strapping young man. He's naturally a big guy. So for him to be around that weight seems to be very much ideal.
Yeah, the great thing, again, this is what we were talking about earlier, and I think we've alluded to this on a couple of previous podcasts, is people taking opportunities when they're given to him. Stephen was actually injured here, and he was his right wrist is still not 100%. So he was injured prior to going into the tournament, but he said, he didn't tell me, but he said, I'm keen. I'll take that opportunity. Yes, for sure. I would definitely, if you're asking me to compete, I'm more than willing to compete. And he did that. And although he didn't get through on the day, he had some very good moments. I mean, he's in a war here with Alex McKinnon, and he had a compromised wrist.
Yeah.
So, that's the sort of attitude that we absolutely love. That the fact that somebody is willing to jump up and say, "Look, hey, I'm actually not going to be able to compete at 100%, but I'm going to go out there and give it 100% regardless."
Yeah, yeah, and Stephen Carroll's been a regular fixture at AWE events. He's featured at our T Series events as well as at our very first event, AWE One, where yeah, he was. I think he might have been part of our very first AWE Super Match.
Yeah. So which one was that? Because we've had a few, but yes, he's definitely been around for quite a while and takes every opportunity that he possibly can. So it is fantastic to see that attitude. And obviously, this is the match that you were talking about earlier with Alex McKinnon and Marcus Attiro. Marcus Attiro is weighing in about 160, 165 kilos here, and he had a war with Charles Puri in the very first round. He loves to sit in that king's move position, as you can see here he's doing with Alex McKinnon. But I think at this point, this is probably 3 or 4 rounds into the tournament, he was gassed. And Alex saying
But having said that, Alex had also popped his elbow
that's true.
Just a couple of rounds earlier. So both men were very much damaged coming into this. And keeping in mind, Alex McKinnon is still very much recovering from that injury.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And this is what's crazy is that these guys, they give it so much in these rounds. And even if it's a 1 or 2 second round and you get pinned and you think, oh yeah, but they've injured themselves, or even if you win, maybe you pop something, but they'll keep going regardless. It's like, well, I'm here. I've made it through. I'm gonna keep trying. And yeah, it's where you can find absolute champions that are willing to put everything on the line. And Taryn Broad also in the AWE 3 Grand Prix. I only found out recently that he has done something to his wrist and his forearm. So,
Well,
yeah.
we're at the 20-minute mark thereabouts. So we're talking about Tyler Harrison versus man on screen right now, Alex McKinnon, at the next AWE Super Match event, which will be on the 24th of May. That is the first of the Super Matches we're announcing. Stay tuned for further announcements on who else will be on that card. Matt, are you having some difficulty seeing the comments, or are you able to work through them now?
I can't see them on my usual platform, but I've loaded YouTube in the background so that I can.
Cool.
Yeah, I can read them.
Did you want me to go through them?
If you want, I can see them here, but you go ahead.
Okay, strong enough to lift Jake up. This is okay. I'll work my way back through. So Taryn Broad, the young man that we were just talking about, I did make mention that there was maybe a false start to our podcast this evening, where maybe for a minute and a half or so, I had no idea that we were live. We were experiencing some technical difficulties, but Matt was able to quickly jump on that. So thank you very much. I also received a few messages there in the meantime to let me know that I was indeed live, and I had no idea. So I was just scrolling through my phone. The siren evening, all the singing arm wrestler, and wonderful to have Franch in the chat as always. That was a great short live you just had there. Yeah, I think that was mostly of my forehead that you received. So thanks for tuning into that. And also thanks to the Drew for sharing the YouTube channel, because we will be premiering our super match with Brett Coots and Rika Borman. That is for the AWE left-hand heavyweight title belt, and you'll see that go live. That's the first of the 2 videos that we will have up very, very shortly. Sub now, indeed, in order to not to miss it. Every sub counts, and we certainly appreciate everybody who jumps on board. The Lucky Ones podcast. Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. It's morning somewhere in the world, and further. From the Lucky Ones podcast, they can only take it one hand at a time. Using both hands is not allowed, indeed. Any footage of the tournament coming very, very soon. So we will have that out to you very shortly. So certainly stay tuned to that channel. Hit on the link that Drew has already put into the chat, and make sure that you do not miss out. If you do sign up for the notifications by clicking the bell, then you will undoubtedly be the first to know once it does go live. Damn, I'm up too late, up too early. It all depends where you are in America. It's morning somewhere.
Las Vegas.
It's Las Vegas. It's very, very, yeah, well, it's morning. Probably the wrong end of the morning. Well, arm wrestlers not always the smartest bunch. Indeed, they'll arm wrestle their way through a tournament, regardless of how burnt out their elbows might be. That's why we love them so much. Alex and Tyler is such a great match, says Taryn Broad, and yeah, we agree. It's a match that's been a little while coming, and we know it's a match that both men have been hoping for, and it's fantastic to be able to bring those two rising stars together across the table one more time in a dedicated super match format, so we can decide who is the best amongst them at this point in time. The Goldilocks zone, just a bit of a chat going on there. Tyler has a very, very good press transition mid-match. Indeed, he does. So he has that ability to be able to surge almost from anywhere and transition into a press, and it's all part of that toolkit that he's been building over recent times. And every month it seems that Tyler is getting stronger and stronger. So yikes, lots of little chat talk here. How traumatic, Matt. I feel unloved. I think that's just in respect to you not being able to share the comments. So we hope we're doing that for you right now. You're feeling the love through the screen right now. Probably found out you were picking arch nemesis Jake Ward, aka the Aussie arm wrestler. So I think some comments referring to your shirt there tonight. And Terrence says, "Yep, near the start of the match with you, I tore my wrist flexor near the bottom of the forearm. It happened at the start where we were both fighting for height. Then the cup gave out." So yeah, Taryn had mentioned that on the day that he felt like something had gone, and it was getting severe pain just by gripping just right through the forearm. So we certainly hope that Taryn has a speedy recovery and that he's back to full strength very, very soon. But there's no doubt that Taryn absolutely gave it all, and that was all pretty much very early on in the tournament as well. And so Taryn, who was the favourite to take out that event, still fought admirably right throughout, in much the same way that Alex McKinnon did in his AWE appearance. And we just absolutely love it that Taryn didn't just throw in the towel at that point, but continued on, fought hard, and maybe even to his detriment, but with a big heart and strong spirit, he made his way through that tournament and did his club proud, did us all proud, and certainly represented AWE beautifully on the day. See, Matt can't be bothered to read our comments. Yeah, Matt really doesn't like any of you. He's very, as you mentioned, he is so disgusted with you, and yeah, yeah, I mean, it is. Matt does, as soon as we go off, like he'll just spend the next 15 minutes or so just absolutely talking shit about everybody in the comments. How he really does. He finds you revolting, and really doesn't want anything to do with you. Would prefer that you don't actually watch the podcast, but that's. So, okay, Matt, we know these are only pity comments now. You don't have to pretend anymore. Yeah, he stopped pretending a long time ago. I don't know if you noticed. He's just had the pure contempt in his eyes when he reads through your comments. Should have been the tell from many months ago. He's been like this for a long, long time. Maybe even years. Maybe even since before he started podcasting or got involved in arm wrestling. He just had a seething hate for everybody he was about to meet in the world of arm wrestling.
That's
Okay,
right.
Yeah,
well, it's saving it up.
He's been saving it.
Now I get to explode it out on everybody.
Not even just not even share it. Just for the most part, just keep it within.
That's right.
But have a laser focus specifically on those people that do comment on the podcast.
Can I bring up we were showing Alex's highlights before. I just wanted to show this brief highlight of Tyler Harrison here from a match he had with Joel Hewitt, who is a 6'8", 150 kilo strong man. And yes, this was one of the most impressive things that I've seen Tyler do. So let's have a look at it here. I will share that for everybody, and we'll get that up full screen. And Joel Hewitt stretch on the right is a high hand top roller. So here we go. Can I should put the sound on? Holding 150 kilos of Joel Hewitt right there.
Yeah. Joel, an absolute monster, and there's Tyler keeping it tight, and there's all that work that he's done in his hand and wrist really paying off as Joel is really stretched out there and has nowhere to go. And there's that transition that Taryn was talking about before, where now that Tyler's able to keep it nice and tight, you can see that hit right from the get-go from Tyler, surging again, holding now, all on the bicep.
I'm just so impressed with him right here. This is absolutely incredible. I did put the microphones probably in a bad position. They're right under their mouth, so they're breathing straight into them. You're getting a lot of, but that's okay. He's putting in a lot of effort there. And we didn't want to hold on there. He definitely wanted the strap to go to the slip. You can see Joel Hewitt not happy about that. But here we go. Going inside again. Joel dropping down, trying to play the hook game with Tyler. Tyler is a hook master. Joel, his strength is top roll, but Tyler's hand and wrist forcing him into the inside game. And you can see Tyler looking very comfortable here. He's trying to go sideways. A lot of side pressure there. That is a veteran move there. He probably not recommended for safety purposes for new people.
There we go.
Joel being too exhausted there to continue, and Tyler getting a fantastic win.
Yeah, he gets a genuine giant there as well. Very, very impressive young man, Tyler. I mean, it would have been very easy, especially whilst he was kind of out there on his bicep, just to kind of give way and maybe save it for the next round, but just fought through it, just fought through those moments and saw it all the way through, and was able just to apply enough pressure to be able to get back inside and to get that press, which has become as much of a signature for Tyler as indeed his very, very impressive hits off the line. So there you go. Yeah, you see both men contrasting styles, very similar strength levels, similar build, similar height, very evenly matched physically. It's now going to be a matter of technique and how each applies that against each other. They'd both be studying these videos of each other as well, trying to work out where their best lane is going to be, where the best opportunities for victory might lie, and how they can overcome the other. And that's what's exciting about these super matches. These men have only come up against each other in after pool and in a tournament format, and this will be the first time they collide in super match at AWE. So we cannot wait for the 24th of May, ladies and gentlemen. So there you have it. That's our big announcement. Certainly stay tuned, because our 24th of June event will also, 24th of May event. I keep talking about June, but there is something very big coming up in June as well. So stay tuned for further announcements on June. But the 24th of May is where you'll see those two men collide against each other in a massive super match. So we absolutely cannot wait for that. We can't wait to share with you the Rickard Borman and Brett Coots match. I mean, that's for the AWE left-hand heavyweight title, and we will be premiering that very, very soon on the channel. There'll be a link going up very soon for that, so stay tuned. Please take the Drew's advice, head over to the channel right now, to the AWE Underground channel, and make sure that you are registered for notifications, because as soon as that one goes live, you are going to want to wrap your eyes around that one. Hollywood Matt Connelly, any further thoughts before we go away?
I don't know, I just have so much fun doing this. It's always it's like a half an hour of laughing for me. It's great. So good. I love the community. I love working with you, Dave, and doing anything with arm wrestling always makes me happy.
Especially despising the people in the comments to the
Oh,
extent that you
yeah.
will not even read their comments out, which is, fair enough. Fair enough. I can see why. I've been had to do that before, and it was painful. It was
It was
difficult.
hurts your
Yeah.
soul a bit.
Yeah, I felt little parts of me dying each and every time I read out a comment. But there's the jury. The jury has just dropped the link one more time. Everyone needs to listen to Matt and go to this channel. Thank you very much to Drew. What a wonderful way to end the podcast. Thank you very much to everybody in the comments. We actually do love you. And thank you very much for your support. Without you, well, nobody would be watching, and it would just be boring. It would just be a conversation between me and Matt where we would just, it'd be in jokes. We would have a great time, but it wouldn't have the the ability to be able to spread the word about what these fantastic young athletes are up to. And we absolutely cannot wait for this super match and for big announcements coming up about our big June event, which will be just epic. I can't wait to share that one with everybody.
No,
So
how did you
June
get
is
your
going to
voice
be
that high? I don't think I can get my voice that high.
It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. But May and June this year, more things coming up in October, ladies and gentlemen. AWE is not going anywhere, so stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right.